Hello, welcome. Happy Monday to you all. Welcome. Today is going to be January 2nd, 2023. This is going to be a reading that I'm going to do. It's going to be a random reading, but this is going to be a give and take situation. We don't know what's going to be an aspect of it, but we're going to do. Okay. Remember, keep in mind that I'll be doing um, basically, there's gonna be oracle cards are probably in this video. There's gonna be playing cards are gonna be in there as it acts like water signs, air signs, fire signs, earth signs, and then I'm going to create something and easily using the dice as the age number and the months and letters that are into this. So we're going to identify what's going to happen, and as what I'm going to say is that this is what I'm going to express of how the outcome is, and we're going to take it for granted. Okay, so basically we're going to keep in mind of how this is, and hope that you guys will like this as well. Okay, so here we go. The point being is that, well, moving this back a bit, um, here we go. The first, the first, the first one on the left side is ask for what you want, as being a lion. That's what you're going to do. You're going to ask for what you want. Okay, if you're on this side, on the left side. The right side is do the right thing. If you're fly like an eagle, that's a song to it. I'm not going to sing it. But that is actually what is going to happen here. Okay, so we're going to figure out what's going to happen between do the right thing, ask for what you want, and we will decide what's going to happen in this situation here. Keep in mind that this is going to be a good reading. Okay, not a bad reading. It's going to be a good reading as well. So it's going to be very good. And then let's see what the middle card is. And the middle card is freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Exactly. That's what you're going to do. You have freedom. You ask for what you want. You do the right thing. That's all this is. But the point being is that this is not over yet until it's over. You have to remember that this will be a good situation, not a bad situation. Okay? And in this situation here, we're going to figure this out too. We're going to see what's behind it. So we're going to figure out what's doing this. And let's see. And it says the emperor. Now the emperor is represents like probably um, a different aspect, a different one. Now let's see what's the opposite of that one. Let's see what's the opposite. Ah, the empress. So we have the emperor, we have the empress. Seems to be very logical to this situation here. What else that imposed that? What's the opposite? The hermit. Okay, so we have to figure this out the same way. We know that there's the empress, we have the emperor, we have the hermit. The hermit is like, the hermit is it represents like a soul, like you're trying to find a soulmate in this situation. There's always these ways of knowing to be behind that. It's a very significant way, and it seems to be like that, right? It's kind of like that reimposed situation, and that's what it kind of seems to be feeling like. And then let's see what these cards will represent. And let's see. And it says the Seven of Clubs, which means it will be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in this situation. So that's kind of like good. Basically it's fire signs in this situation. It's not bad though. You're looking for a soulmate. You ask for what you want. You have freedom. You do the right thing. But all of this imposing, it's like you're trying to do what's happening. You can feel some kind of vibration here, kind of like and that's a good song too. But the point being is that this is what it seems to be nowadays. You have to create something. You have to have a good explanation. Um, it seems to be like that, and that's what this is. It seems to be how this is now. Moonology that I'm going to do to see what that is in this situation here. Um, Basically, it seems to be how this is going to be doing. So we're going to figure this one out too. Let's see. Let's see what this is, and we're going to figure this out. Doing one right there. So let's see. This one is first square moon in Taurus. Release control. So basically, in your birth chart, in astrology or something like that, you have to remember about if you have release control in your chart by Taurus, you have to remember that you can just get all the negative stuff out of this because it has to turn things around. Okay, that's what it has to be. It has to turn things around. Now, biological to that situation is that you have to remember that this is like almost like a give and take situation. I'm giving you this information, you're taking the information. Okay, um, vice versa, which means I'm taking the information but I'm giving it to you. Okay, so it seems to be how this is going to be. It's kind of like that basic situation, but you have to remember that you have to take the left side, the right side, the middle side. You have to take those. Okay, because when you take these, you have to remember that these will be a good way to understand. It will be a not so good way, but you have to remember that this is going to be a good explanation, right? You have to pay attention, and when you pay attention, you have to remember that when things go your way, it kind of is that, right? You have to release and control. What's this next one? This moon one. It says, uh, the first quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. That's what it seems to be, right? So that's what you have to do. You have to step in your power, because the longer that you have power, you're kind of like power is like almost like taking control of everybody. But I'm not being mean or rude to that. I'm just telling you the basics about this reading, because you have to remember that when we go from left to right, or right to left, or middle to right, whatever, it seems to be that, you know, that's what it seems to be, because you have to, well, basically take sides, right? You have to remember about that. But let's not stop there. Let's keep going. You have to remember that, you have to enjoy what you're doing, because, if you're doing the right thing, if you ask for what you want, if you have freedom, obviously, you're freedom. But the point being is that when you have the Emperor, the Empress, the Hermit card, the Hermit is like you're trying to find a soulmate, you know, um, and then you have release control in Taurus, you have stepping into your power from Aries. That this is all is was based on. Okay, this is what it's based on, because you have to think of ways of knowing to do this, right? And you can see how it is, because that's what it is. But you must remember that you have to embrace the opportunity that you can be mindful and do this again and stuff like that. But seems to be how this is all reasonable to you. That's what it has to be, right? So if you take it as what resonates to you, go ahead, take it as it resonates. But remember that you have to remember that this will be a good situation, maybe not a bad situation, but you decide because you have to take this as a certain way, right? It's like learning how to cook. It's like the first, you're starting to learn to cook, and if you're cooking by yourself, you do the right thing. But if you need someone to help you through cooking as like a mentor to help you out, then you don't need all that help, from cooking, right? So if you just remember that seems to be all good, take it. Take it as as it resonates. It's not like salt and pepper, but it seems to be how this is, right? You have to remember because when I do this as the readings, I'm kind of like, you know, being happy for you. I'm kind of like trying to create you to go this way or this way, right? And that's what it is. So if you take it as it seems to be imposing, then go ahead, right? So if you just remember how this is going to go, then believe it, right? Just how it seems to be, right? So if you just do this as a part of your explanation or something like that, go ahead, right? Because the point being is that when you have this situation, you will say, am I doing a right thing or the wrong thing? No, you're not. If you're doing the wrong thing, then do the right thing, right? If you're not receiving anything, maybe ask for what you want. That's what it is, right? But it seems to be like that. So, I'm not trying to stop you there, but this is what it seems to be. Now, this is the fun part. I'm doing the dice, for example. And that's what I'm going to do. It's not an example, but I'm doing it. And then I'm going to do the alphabets and see how that goes. Let's see. We got 3, 3, 5, and a 6. So basically, in that situation here, we got 3 threes, a 6, and a 5. So basically, let's start from let's see. Basically, the point being is that when I do that, that would be okay. So we have the 6th month of June is Gemini. The this is 3, 6. This is the 3 and 3 make 6, and this is 6 as well. So we got 2 Geminis. That means in 2 Junes. Then we got the 5th is May. So whoever is in Taurus or 2 Geminis in this situation. And then the letters are May is F and D as the letters. So if it's Fred or Diane or any of those things we mentioned, then you have and then who's in Gemini as in June, you have E and I. Like you have Ian, you have Eleanor, something like that in this situation here. So whatever that is imposing, and then basically if I just re-roll this, I would, but the point being is that's what it is involving. Now, if I go to here in this situation, you have, oh, let's see in this situation here. Um, basically so you have 2 6s, so you have Virgo is in your house. Virgo's in your house, and then another one is Virgo as well. So you have 2 Virgos. Then actually you have in 3 6 and 5 3. Okay, so basically in this note, as the dice saying to me, So basically 3, 5, 5, 3. Uh, basically 5, 3 is victory. So basically you're having victory. You're having victory. And 3 and 6, or yeah, 3 and 6, or 6, 3, for example, is autonomy, something like that. Autonomy. I don't know if that's a I don't know if that's a word. But or even 3, 6 is clear direction. So either of those words I just described and your houses, think about it as what I'm trying to say, because that's what it is. And remember, if you are a 5, 3 is making 8, 6 and 3 make 9. So if you're an 8 or a 9 in your numerology, or even the age range, if you're an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, um, or anything of those numbers, even if you're, yeah, if you're between those numbers, um, or you can even do other numbers like 63 as an age number, or 53 as an age number. Anything of those numbers, it would be very, very good, right? Very precise, right? And you have to remember that it seems to be that. So if you think of how this is going to resonate, go ahead, keep it as well as it resonates, because the point being is that you have to have a way of how you feel, the way how you act, based on that. You have to remember that there's always a start, middle, and end as what the storyline is. So this is what I'm trying to describe to you. But, that's what I'm trying to do. And the point being is that that's what it is. So if you have anything that if you want to even learn anything in this video, make sure to remember, because that's what it is, right? You have to take things as granted, and you have to remember that when you think about the A, B, and C as your maybe your letters or something like that, you have to take this as a way how you feel, the way how you act. You have to remember that I'm telling you the direction that you're going to do, like clear direction, all those all of those what I'm just saying in this whole entire picture. Okay? And that's what it is. So if you just take it, and might as well, right? Because that's what it is. And you have to remember how it is. So before I let you all go, you just have to remember that whenever I'm using a playing card and I'm using all of this plus the dice, it gives me a whole different outcome. And the outcome is a good way of, because you're doing numbers, you're doing letters, you're doing numerology, you're doing everything. And it's like a puzzle, but it's not really a puzzle, because you have to try to directive yourself, like knowing to be what's coming around, what goes around, kind of thing. But you have to remember that you have to take this as what it is, right? And then this is what it is. So anyway, so remember how this is going to be a good reading for you, and remember that you will have a happy Monday. Enjoy your Monday, enjoy it, and yeah, so enjoy it and enjoy your day. See you next time. Bye for now. Bye.